Hello everyone and welcome to EG Jewel Lapidary. My name is Ali Ghanim and today I'm going to show you how to replace a saw blade. Everybody knows how to replace it, but the problem is when someone asks, I have a problem with the blade, I cannot move it, I cannot change it, and the knot is too tight to get it out. Well, there's a couple of things for that. If you just bought the saw, it's an old one, and it's all rusted, that could create a problem. So what you need to do is use WD-40 and just put it over the nut and the shaft, and that will release it. But the biggest problem is that most people don't realize that there is a left hand and a right hand nut that holds that blade in place. So the question is, how do you know if it is a right hand nut or a left hand nut? So I will show you exactly how to look for that and what the signs that tells you that this is a left hand or a right hand nut. So stick around and I'll be back in a second. Now this is a grinder that I use for grinding my tools for wooden lathe. I did take the guards out just to be able to show you what I'm talking about here. So here you got a right and a left wheels. So I'm going to show you exactly what each one. So the one here, it has a left hand and a right hand nuts. I'm going to show you why they have that. And this way, when you look at your blade, you could tell what direction is going and if it is a left hand or a right hand nut. So let's start with this side here. Now, when I grind something and I'm putting my cutter or grinding or pressure, let's put it this way. I'm putting pressure here and this is turning in this direction, but the pressure is trying to push it up. So if the pressure is up, I'm trying to get the nut to actually tighten more. When all this moves or have pressure going in this direction, I want the nut to be more tighten more in this way. So therefore this particular nut, it's what it's called right hand nut, because I turn it to lock, I turn it clockwise. So this is, it's tight this way. In other words, that when I put pressure here and this one is turning in this direction, all the pressure on the nut and the shaft is going this way, so it tighten it more. It's not going to tighten it more, but it's not going to release it. So if I go and look at the other side, so if I look at the left hand side of my grinder, which again, if I'm pushing in this direction, so I'm putting pressure this way on the wheel while it's turning. So I need the nut to actually turn counterclockwise. So it turns in this direction to lock it more. So if I want to take this one out, I have to unlock it in the clockwise direction. So if I go like this, hold this, I gotta go in the clockwise direction, and it will open. So I can get it open. So when this one is turning, now I need to have more pressure this way to lock it in position. If it's the opposite way, what's going to happen is if I have this one as a right hand, now this is a left hand nut. If it is a right hand and it's going to be turned, when I put pressure here, what's going to happen is I'm going to open this and this is going to come out. So that's the reason you have a left hand and a right hand nut. So this here is, the way they say right is when you turn to lock it in the right hand, which is clockwise. When it's left nut is when you return it the opposite way, okay, which is counterclockwise. That's when you lock it. Okay. So now the reason again, when I'm putting pressure here, I need to keep also pressure on the nut in the direction of locking it. Same as the other side. So when this one comes down, I need to put it this way. And that's why when you have both of them are running in the same direction, so now I gotta have a left and a right nut to do so. Okay, now let me show you another one in my radial arm saw. I'm gonna go to the radial arm saw and I'm gonna show you that. Okay, so this is my radial arm saw. I'm gonna take the cover off so I can show you what I'm talking about. Now, the blade turns in this direction to cut the wood. And here it is. When I put the piece of wood, what happened is I put pressure on the blade in this direction. So when I put pressure on the blade in this direction, now I'm trying to get that this blade, when the pressure on this direction, to put more pressure on the nut to lock it. So when it moves like this, I want to put more pressure. Okay, so if I'm going to put more pressure in this direction, then in order to lock it, it's going to be locked like this. So this is locking is counterclockwise. Counterclockwise means that this nut is left hand nut. So if I take this one here to open it, and I need a wrench here. Okay, so let's say I'm going to open it. In order to open it, I have to open it, would be okay, I'm going to open it in this direction. So to open is clockwise, to lock it is counterclockwise. Therefore, if we have to lock it counterclockwise, that means it's a left hand nut. So if I open it, okay, and now this is loose. To tighten it, I gotta tighten it into left hand nut, and now we'll lock it in position. So now when I'm putting pressure cutting the wood, the pressure is going this way and it's locking the nut even further. So, okay, so basically everything is very simple once you know how it is. If you look at your blade in the saw and you look at the direction of the blade and where the nut is located, so if the blade is coming down and you're putting pressure with your stone trying to cut it, so putting pressure where you need to lock the nut on the side. So have a look at that and you can see whether it's this side or the other side, and it depends where it's located. Like if the motor and the shaft is coming from this direction or coming from the other direction, you will see that there is a left and a right hand nut. But now, since you know why they're using it and why do they have a left and a right hand side nut, then you'll be able to decide or actually visualize what nut do you have. And you just, by knowing that, you just open it in the proper direction. Is it clockwise or counterclockwise? I hope you've liked this video, and I hope that will help you. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment and subscribe if you didn't do so yet.